there, you incredible listener, and a really warm welcome back to Empower Your English. All right, buckle up because you're not going to believe this. We're talking about a guy who went from this tiny Austrian village, like picture rolling hills and not much else, to winning Mr. Universe, becoming one of the biggest movie stars on the planet, and then, just for kicks, governing the entire state of California. Seriously, does that even sound like real life?
It really sounds like something out of a movie itself, doesn't it? Almost legendary.
Totally.
And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. We've gathered some really fascinating insights into Arnold Schwarzenegger's life articles, interviews, his own reflections. And what comes out is this set of really powerful principles that, well, they power this unbelievable journey.
Right. Forget the catchphrases and the action hero stuff for just a second. Our mission here in this deep dive is to really pull out the core DNA of Arnold's success.
Exactly.
We want to get at the fundamental strategies, the mindset shifts, the things that let him consistently shatter expectations and overcome what seem like just impossible odds.
Yeah, insurmountable.
We're talking about takeaways that you, listening right now, can actually maybe apply to your own life, whatever mountain you're trying to climb.
Precisely. This isn't just like a biography reading. It's more an investigation into the anatomy of achievement and really focusing on how he dealt with and conquered adversity.
Yeah.
So, okay, where does this incredible story even begin?
It starts way back, Thal, Austria, 1947.
Right.
And by all accounts, it was a pretty traditional upbringing. His father, Gustav, known for being quite strict.
Okay.
Whereas his mother, Aurelia, she seems to have provided more of the emotional support. Sort of paints a picture of a disciplined home, wouldn't you say?
It does, a disciplined structure. And what's really interesting, even in these early accounts you read, is this like palpable sense of ambition. Even then, he wasn't just content with the path laid out for him.
Yeah.
He had these huge dreams of a life way beyond his small village.
Right.
And that early obsession with bodybuilding, inspired by guys like Reg Park, that became the first sort of engine for that ambition.
He saw those guys, those physiques, and thought, okay, that's the level I'm aiming for.
Pretty much.
Then, at just 18, he makes this incredibly audacious move to America.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the sheer guts that took. Limited funds, no real connections, and English was still pretty basic for him. That's not just stepping outside your comfort zone. That's like leaping into the total unknown.
Absolutely. And this is where you really start to see that fierce determination people talk about. It wasn't just a casual wish for success.
No.
It was this almost relentless drive, an insatiable desire, as some sources put it, to achieve his goals no matter what obstacles were there.
Right.
Like, just imagine trying to navigate a new culture, a super competitive field like bodybuilding with only, like, basic English skills.
Yeah, that's...
It really speaks volumes about his commitment,
And his dedication in bodybuilding was just staggering. 7 Mr. Olympia titles, that's a record that still, demands huge respect.
Huge respect.
He got his first one in 1970. He was only 23.
So young.
That kind of dominance, it's not just about genetics or physical gifts, right? It has to be this almost fanatical level of discipline and focus.
Yeah.
What do you think really fueled that intensity?
Well, what's fascinating is how this clear vision he had worked with, an almost superhuman work ethic. He didn't just want to be a bodybuilder. He wanted to be the absolute best.
Right. The top.
And that clarity, combined with just obsessive dedication to training, nutrition, everything, that's what got him there.
Makes sense.
And it's also important to remember, I think, for someone with his level of ambition, bodybuilding wasn't the end goal. It was more like a proving ground.
It's a stepping stone.
Yeah, exactly. A way to build a platform, build that winning mindset for whatever came next.
And talk about a bold transition from that intense physical world of bodybuilding to the, very different arena of Hollywood.
Totally different.
His breakthrough with Conan the Barbarian in 82, that definitely got people's attention.
Oh, yeah.
But it was the Terminator in 84 that really launched him into superstardom, right?
Absolutely. Global star.
And that iconic line, "I'll be back."
It almost became a symbol of his own resilience, his own tenacity, wouldn't you say?
It absolutely did. It's perfect, really. And what's noteworthy, I think, is that even as he hit this peak of global fame, that underlying drive, it didn't just vanish.
No.
The drive to push himself, to contribute, it was still there. The sources consistently point to this desire not just to take, but also to give back.
Ah, okay.
which eventually led him to think about another seemingly impossible career path.
Which brings us, yeah, to the world of politics, governor of California. I mean, again, just a leap that most people wouldn't even consider.
Totally improbable on paper.
In 2003, he makes that move. And what really stands out is that do whatever it takes attitude. That whole failure is not an option thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a movie line.
Hmm.
It seems like it was actually his core operating
It
principle.
seems deeply ingrained, yeah. In his approach to basically everything, and his stated reasons for going into politics,
Yeah.
a genuine desire to improve Californians' lives,
Mm.
tackle big issues like climate change, education, healthcare. Right.
They seem pretty consistent with that underlying drive to make an impact.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, like any political career, his time as governor had its ups and downs, its challenges, controversies.
Sure.
But that fundamental commitment to serving seems to have stayed pretty constant throughout.
And this all kind of weaves into this central theme that keeps popping up.
Right.
This incredible ability for continuous reinvention.
Yes.
He just doesn't get stuck in one box. Bodybuilder, actor, governor. He sees new challenges and just attacks them with that same intensity.
Exactly. And it wasn't always like a smooth ride uphill. The sources talk about personal setbacks, professional ones, the inherent difficulties of being an immigrant, navigating a new culture, even the complexities in his personal life later on.
Yeah.
But the remarkable thing is this consistent ability to learn from it, adapt, and just bounce back stronger.
Resilience.
Totally. That quote we found really nails it. The people who say it cannot be done should not interrupt the people who are doing it.
Huh. Yeah, that's perfect. It says so much about his mindset when facing doubters or obstacles.
Right. Just get out of the way.
Absolutely. So, okay, let's try and boil this down for everyone listening. What are the key, actionable lessons we can pull from Arnold's incredible journey, the principles we can apply to our own lives no matter what we're aiming for?
Well, three things really stand out consistently.
Yeah.
Unwavering perseverance,
Okay.
intense discipline,
Mm-hmm.
and having a crystal clear vision of what you actually want.
Vision.
It wasn't just about grinding away. It was about grinding away relentlessly towards a very specific goal.
As the sources emphasize, yeah, maybe luck plays a tiny part sometimes.
Maybe.
But sustained success, that's built on these fundamental pillars: hard work, discipline, vision.
And there's some really powerful quotes in our sources that kind of illustrate this. Like this one, "The pain you feel today will be the strength you feel tomorrow."
Ooh, yeah, that's potent. It really is. It's such a strong reminder that pushing through challenges, physical, mental, whatever, it ultimately makes us stronger. You have to embrace the struggle almost as part of growth.
Precisely. And I like this one too. "You can't climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pockets."
Huh. Direct.
Very direct.
Yeah.
It's a forceful call to action, right?
Yeah.
You have to be actively involved, putting in the effort, looking for opportunities, creating them, not just sitting back and waiting.
Now, this brings up a really interesting point that some of our sources touch on. It's that classic debate, hard work versus opportunity.
Ah, yes. Nature versus nurture for success, kind of.
Sort of.
Yeah.
We have some viewpoints suggesting Arnold's success was mainly down to his incredible drive and resilience. Like he would have made it big no matter what field he chose.
Okay, the force of nature argument.
Yeah. And then you have other perspectives that really highlight the importance of timing, you
Yeah.
know, being in the right place at the right time.
Right, the role certain opportunities played, like bodybuilding taking off when it did, or the action movie boom in the 80s. It's a valid point, too.
Definitely. So how do we square these two? Was it all grit and determination, or was there a big element of luck and circumstance involved?
Well, if you really look at his whole journey, it seems like,
Right.
yes, those opportunities were definitely there, no question.
Right.
But it was Arnold's relentless hard work, that incredibly clear vision we talked about, that actually allowed him to recognize those moments
Oh, okay.
and then capitalize on them. He wasn't just passively waiting for luck to strike. He was actively preparing himself, sharpening his skills, building the foundation so that when an opportunity did pop up,
He was ready to grab it.
exactly, he was ready to open the door and then put in the immense work needed to make the absolute most of it. So opportunity might knock,
Right.
but you got to build the house first, maybe.
I like that analogy. Okay, so for you listening right now, what's the practical takeaway? What's maybe one thing you can do today inspired by Arnold's story?
Okay, here's a simple challenge. Identify one big goal. Something you might have been putting off. Maybe it feels a bit overwhelming.
We all have those.
We do. Then break it down into the absolute smallest, most manageable first step you can think of.
Tiny step.
Tiny. And the key is take that step today. now. Doesn't matter how small it seems. It's just about starting that momentum.
Getting the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, as our sources show, Arnold's lasting impact isn't just about, the titles or the movies.
Right.
He's become this powerful symbol of what's possible through sheer self-belief and, crucially, the willingness to learn from failures, from setbacks.
That's exactly right. And that quote we found, it really sums up this bigger message. The only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment.
Wow.
It's a powerful reminder, isn't it? That often the boundaries we perceive are ones we've set ourselves.
So true. So as you go about your day, maybe just reflect on these questions for a minute. How has hearing about Arnold's insane perseverance maybe shifted how you think about your own challenges? What are some of the biggest obstacles you've personally navigated, and what did you actually learn from going through them?
Good questions.
And most importantly, maybe, what's one small step you can take today towards a dream that currently feels just a little bit impossible?
Yeah, focusing on that first step.
Yeah.
That's where change starts.
Okay, so to bring this all home, what's the absolute core essence of what we've uncovered in this deep dive on Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I think the central takeaway is this. His life is just this powerful, undeniable proof that even the most ridiculously ambitious dreams can be achieved.
Yeah.
But it takes that combination, relentless hard work, unwavering resilience when you inevitably stumble, and maintaining an absolutely clear, compelling vision of where you're headed.
Exactly. His journey isn't just like an inspiring anecdote. It's almost a tangible blueprint for pushing past your limits, or constantly striving for growth and self-improvement, whatever you do in life.
Well said. And that brings us right to our final thought for you today. What seemingly impossible goal might you be seriously underestimating your own ability to achieve? If you just embrace these same principles, that unwavering work ethic, that crystal clear vision, and the sheer courage to get back up every single time you fall.
Something to really chew on there.
Definitely.
Great stuff. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.